We're back for On Point, Preakness edition. James, how was your Derby?
It was a good weekend, really.
Your Oaks, I guess, was better than your
Oaks
Derby.
made the whole weekend, but I still, the American Pharoah, I didn't pick him to win the Derby, but, I wasn't disappointed. I knew he could run that race.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, one thing I'll be watching for is, A, devout Brisnet user, but B, someone interested in just how different people watch races and judge them. We only gave American Pharoah 100, which historically is pretty slow. It's Giacomo level. Others definitely had him faster. One service had him off the charts faster. And I know Predictiform, which we sell on our site, thought the Derby was a lot better than we did. I don't want to say we have it wrong because to me speed ratings are all relative anyway. I did think, though, that, I thought the top three ran really well, and I thought the horses behind them were good horses, too. So to me, maybe that race in particular was slow, but I thought the class of it will hold up, and I'm guessing we're going to see that in Preakness with the short field, and because of that, I wouldn't be shocked to see, say American Pharoah or Firing Line 1, the rating come back, maybe 105, even 110 because of the shorter field.
Oh, yeah, I agree 100% with that. I think the race was run, the final time was slow, it was a moderate pace, it wasn't a fastly run race, but American Pharoah is still an outstanding horse in my opinion, and we've seen the same kind of things happen before with Real Quiet was a good example. Even Sunday Silence, both horses got like a 101 speed rating for the Derby, came back, as I pointed out in a blog I wrote, most Derby winners that have won, of the last 9, 6 of them have run faster in the Preakness, and I think that, the Preakness, if it has a more legitimate pace, American Pharoah will run a much faster number.
Yeah.
And especially if he wins as expected, and, you have to give him a great chance.
Yeah, and to me, mentioning class, Germain, there's just no one lying in wait here. Somehow Bernardini way back in 06 was, 16 to 1. And, after the fact, it's easy to say that was an overlay. But, he was a legitimate contender. Stakes winner coming into the race, sort of meteoric rise, similar to what Curlin did a year later, although Curlin was in the Derby, but upending Street Sense and Hard Spun. This year, though, there's just, anyone other, to me, then the top 3 from the Derby would be a surprise. And Danzig Moon wouldn't be a shock of the world, but Tales of Verve would.
Right, and I think, after the Derby, days after the race, all the top 3 finishers were all committed back to the Preakness. And my first thought was, hey, the chances of them running 1, 2, 3 in any order was unlikely. But now with all the horses coming out, Todd Pletcher not running anybody, and Frosted and others waiting for the Belmont as well. It's just, Danzig Moon's the only viable horse that could sneak in for a part, but you're looking at the same 3, and they could easily be 1, 2, 3 in the same order, perhaps. On Preakness Day.
There's no real extra pace all of a sudden. I guess Divining Rod might go early, but based on how Firing Line and the other 2, or Dortmund on the lead and Firing Line right with them, no reason to think that this group is going to change that in the Preakness. So, and to me, look, the whole year going into the Derby, only one of our showdown races had the favorite off the board. It's been formful all year, and there's no reason to think that that's going to change going into the most formful of the 3 Triple Crown races in recent history. So the question is, you can sort of feel confident, but so will everyone else. So how are you going to make money off the race?
There's a little bit of hey, we're waiting for post positions. What happens if American Pharoah draws the rail in the Preakness? But, I just don't see that as a big concern. He can win from the rail. He can still get his trip in a short field because he has the natural speed from the gate to, for the Victor Espinosa to put him wherever he wants to. So, it's just there's not a lot of concern in my eyes surrounding American Pharoah heading to the Preakness. If he doesn't win the race, that will be a surprise, and if he does, then the big question will be, can he do the Belmont?
Yeah, well, I look forward to asking you that question next week, or I expect to be asking you that question next week. But, the two behind him in the Derby are no slouches, so I won't be surprised if I'm not either. But that's what I'm expecting. So we'll have our official picks on the twinspires.com/blog. James had the winner of the Oaks. I had the winner of the Derby. James had the much better price, so you might still want to stick with him. But nevertheless, the whole team will have our picks up there. Looking forward to seeing yours, and we'll talk next week.
All right, happy Preakness.